And the teams are taking the field right now. I am Dallin Stanford alongside former Eagle legend Brian Visit. A lot is expected from these two up-and-coming teams. And this Italian side looks very impressive against Argentina last weekend.
Oh, they certainly was. They played fantastically in that game. Came up short, but it was a great way to start their season after a disappointing Six Nations.
Fans have come out in their thousands here to support the Eagles. First of two tests, back-to-back weekends for them. Take a look at the Italian lineup.
Lorenzo Cittadini was one of the best tight heads in the Premiership this year. Quinton Heldenhuis was the first foreign-born player to captain Italy. Open side flank Simone Favaro is a fan favorite, one of the biggest hitters in the game. Young fly half Carlo Canna directs this potent backline. Leonardo Sarto is Italy's best finisher. He's in the 14 jersey. The Italians are captained by scrum half Eduardo Gori and coached by former Irish international Conor O'Shea.
There's the man of the moment. Todd Clever was in your picture a few moments ago. He will lead this United States side. Take a look at the backs here, Viz.
Yeah, Leonardo Sarto, the best finisher on this Italian side. He's wearing that number 14 jersey. An 80 cap, Luke McLean, is at the fullback. And again, Carlo Canna, the youngster, directing this potent back line.
And for the United States, they welcome back the return of Tidi Lamasatelli. He's been really powerful up front in the forward position. And in the forwards as well, Chris Bowman comes back, and Dolan is wearing 8. The anthems now will be sung for the Italians by Bianca Balloz Amato. the referee there right now. The man in the middle is going to be Marius van der Westhuizen, the South African, and he will be at the Olympics later this year, officiating the sevens format of the game. He's joined by Matthew Carley from the United Kingdom on the touchline, who will be next week's referee, and Chris Asmus as well. Teams have got their positions, and these two sides have had some very physical encounters over the years. This is their fifth outing. Kicking off from right to left is the Italian side in their blue strip. The United States in white receive it through Blaine Scully, one of the co-captains, former Cal Bear. AJ McGinty, fresh from winning the Pro 12 competition, puts it downfield. They're allowed to bounce. Boomed over the top, and Andrew Duratalo had a storming season so far with the Sunwolves. McGinty puts it again to the same spot. They let it bounce again to the Italians. McGinty puts him under pressure, and he wins the first exchange in this clash.
Yeah, the Eagles will definitely take that. They picked up about 30 meters. They're trapped on that opening kickoff behind their 22-meter line. But with the kicking exchange, they got a line out at the 10-meter mark here. Get to see this first line-out play, but Down really looking forward to this contest. Italy had the advantage. They played Argentina last week in a real physical encounter. United States trying to get on the board here, and it should be a fantastic tussle. Two big forward packs. Really looking forward to see the aggressiveness from both these sides.
That's right, some new faces in the side. We said Nate Orsberger is making his debut at number 9 for the Eagles. Here's his first touch of the game. Beautiful flat pass to Sanula. Through the back they go. Takudzwa Ngwenya. Straight into things. Playing with the San Diego Breakers in the Pro League now. Peterson knocks over a few would-be tacklers. Flat ball. And Breakley has the first touch for him in the lock position. Nobody wants that one.
It's backwards, all backwards.
Bowman goes in there to save the day for the USA. See if they can get these phases going. Good tackle on Lamasatelli. Slow ball for McGinty. He has to put it to the boot. There are numbers underneath this. It's knocked down and went backwards and then hacked out.
That looked promising out wide for the United States that time. When they cut back inside, it looked like they had the advantage on the outside. When they brought that ball back inside to Ngwenya, he did well, though, staying on his feet in that big, hard tackle. A good look at Cam Dolan. Played in a few of those ARC matches along with a lot of the young players the United States trying to develop.
White, Texas! Let's go! White, Texas!
Texas is the call, probably named after Bowman. His friends are watching from the Bloodfest Sevens in Austin, Texas. He's played with the Austin Blacks for a couple seasons. Now involved with pro rugby as well. First scrum of the game. Use it. Van says play on. So McGinty, another flat ball. This time it's threatened Palama on the outside. Holder came flying up in the fullback position. Couldn't quite get it. McGinty gets his offload. Dolan working in there. And the Italians have turned this over. First chance. They put it to the boot. Holder's got to come in here down the far side, but the ball will not race to the touch, and that's a good clearance kick here from the Italians.
Yeah, the Eagle got isolated. I think it might have been clever that had that ball. He got isolated, the ball would knock forward, and the Italians did well. A nice raking kick, picked up a lot of territory. It is going to be a U.S. lineout at the 22-meter. But I like that last call by Van der Westhuizen, the referee, allowing that scrum to continue. There was no harm in that scrum when it went down, able to get clean ball back.
Hildebrand in his second test finds the target. Orsberger with a nice box kick. Ngwenya's racing underneath this. Ngwenya comes in. That's a thunderous hit, and he's down. They're both down. This is terrible. Both players seem to be absolutely out right now.
Yeah, it looked like a head clash. Leonardo Sardo. Taco Ngwenya in practice this week. He's been flying down on these chases. It's such a vital tool that the United States are trying to take advantage of. Watch it here. Here's Ngwenya coming down hard.
It's pretty good.
Just
it's pretty good.
Yeah, I think
he's definitely on.
You need to see that head on head. Both those guys were out, I think, before they hit the floor. It's tough to see.
I'm happy with that. Yeah.
Leonardo Sarto is standing
Down on the
or
other
sitting
side, so
up
I'm
now.
coming
Taco
on that side
Nguyen.
now.
Taco Nguyen, he's still down. I think they're calling for more help here. Yeah, tough to see.
Thanks.
You can go to the water.
Yeah, that's one of the things they've really stressed on at training this week was the kick and chase for the United States, and Nguyen was flying down.
And earlier today, Viz had a chance to catch up with Eagles captain Todd Clever.
Todd, today you tie the mark for most Eagle appearances ever. What do you remember from your first match representing the United States?
Yeah, it was a long time ago, 2003. Yeah, I mean, I keep that memory really close to my heart. It's always great to represent your country, and you always remember that first one. And yeah, back in 2003 against Argentina in Buenos Aires. So it was a big challenge and a huge step up from playing the University of Nevada, Reno when I was playing at. So now it's great, and it's been quite a few years, and now just happy to be on the same page with good old classic Mike McDonald.
We've had a long and storied career with the U.S. Is there any one match that stands out in your memory?
Yeah, there's a handful of them. Definitely, obviously, the first cap is great, but maybe the first game of 2007 World Cup against England. That was pretty awesome. Just hearing the national anthems at the world stage and playing that kept close. Again, playing against South Africa, and I mean the list goes on. I've had some great times, great memories of wearing this Eagles jersey, and hopefully I can have a few more.
Now, you played Italy before. What are you expecting out there today?
Yeah, no, Italy's a great team, and they have some big boys and real skillful players as well. So we got to play our game plan, real stay focused throughout the 80 minutes, and we can get a result.
After all the time you've represented the United States, what does it still mean to you to pull on that USA Eagles jersey?
Yeah, I mean, I get goosebumps every time I put it on, to be honest. During the jersey presentation, accepting this jersey, I reflect from my first jersey to my 50th to last night. I mean, it's that feeling never gets old, and while putting it on before kickoff today, it just means the world to me, and I'm happy to share it with my brothers, and to have a big shout out to past Eagles and current Eagles.
Well, congratulations, Todd, on a great career. Best of luck today.
Thanks, Viz. That's it.
Wow, wonderful stuff there. Todd Clever played in several World Cups for 7s and 15s. What a servant to the game. And Viz, you played many years for the United States, but what an honor it is to tie Mike McDonald's record.
Oh, that's an incredible feat. And you got to marvel at what Mike has done for U.S. Rugby with Todd Clever. Again, he's equals that mark today. And he has been a yeoman for USA Rugby for a number of years. He's been outstanding in the captain's role as well for the United States. Has scored a ton of tries, big tries for the United States, but his on-field leadership has been outstanding. And when he finally hangs up the boots, and who knows when that's going to be, he'll be a big loss, but he will probably be the most capped Eagle player at that time. And just been a really good player. And he mentioned about some of the guys making their debut today, and Nate Augsburger from Old Blue, New York. I mean, he's another one who's a big day for him as well. It's a big day for Todd getting that tying cap, but for Nate coming on here and playing in his first cap, had a couple of first early touches that he looked pretty relaxed out there, so good on him. And there's a picture of our 67 cap, Todd Clever, right there.
Fantastic. Got a chance to play with Todd in the 7s, and I still have the scar on my face during the World Cup qualifier. Todd ran me over accidentally, but I cherish that on my face. It's a bit of memory and history to go with it. And what a wonderful player he has been for the United States. And right now, a big injury, of course, as we witnessed a head clash. Both players getting attention right now. And this just stops the intensity, the start. There were some big hits right away. And now the players taking their sides and getting a little bit of a warm-up going again. And that must certainly stop things, Viz.
Yeah, it certainly does. You build up for that opening kickoff. And you could tell both teams were really fired up right when that opening kickoff came. But now they have to re-energize a little bit. Of course, they're worried about their teammates. Both players still down on the floor. Sarto is now sitting up. Taco Nguyen is not turned around yet, but hopefully he'll be okay here. Yeah, he has turned over. Looks like the doctors are getting him some tests there. So hopefully both players will be okay.
And both these players are vital instruments for their sides. I mean, Sato scored a try within 30 seconds of his first touch when he joined the field. He scored 40 points for the Italians. And, of course, Takuna Guenia, famous after rounding Brian Habana at the 2007 Rugby World Cup, a household name in France, playing for Biarritz for 9 years. And we see the replacement players taking their spot. Mikey Teo looks like we will replace Takuna Guenia. And Giovanni Battista Venditti, wearing 23, will replace Sato on the wing.
Yeah, talking to the Italian management yesterday, they said Sarto is their best finisher by far. He's got a lot of pace on that wing. So a big loss, and of course, Taku Nguyen, always a big loss. He's been a fantastic player for the Eagles for a number of years.
And earlier today, Brian Vincent had a chance to catch up with the man behind the Italian rugby side, the head coach, Connor O'Shea.
Connor, it's been a tough season. Since you've taken over, what changes have you made to start the turnaround for this team?
Oh, we're just starting on a 4-year journey in a lot of ways, but we said right from the start we want to be the best Italian side ever. Sport is about margins, and sometimes when you lose confidence you lose a lot, but we've got a great bunch of guys and we just want them to have fun. We want them to play for 80 minutes, and that's the big thing for us. You know, last week against Argentina, I know it was a loss, but against the 5th ranked side in the world we pushed them all the way, but in the 80th minute we were pushing. We were the team that was on top, and there was opportunity for the team not to keep on going, but they did. So if we have that attitude, we have to have it every week. We have to make it happen, and the guys are intent on making that happen today.
That was a tough loss last week in Argentina, never an easy place to play. How do you change your focus now for the United States today?
Well, we had 32 hours in traveling in transit. So listen, it's a chance to represent your country, and any chance you don't know when it's the last. So every time you put on a jersey, you owe to the people beside you in the dressing room who aren't there, because there's 14 guys who want to start, there's 15 who are able to. We have one injury, so the 15 guys starting owe it, the guys coming off the bench owe it, and there's fellas at home that they owe to as well. So it's a proud moment for someone like Maxime Mbanda today, his first start for Italy, and but then you have people like Cittadini who are rocking out for after so many. So that's the gulf in experience, but you only get that through time, and I'm excited to see this team play today. I thought we were outstanding in many ways last week, but we're here to win.
Best of luck, Connor. Thank you. Cheers.
Well, solid scrum there from the Italians, and they draw the penalty as they rip up the turf as well.
Actually, there was a solid scrum by both teams, and the Italians, they wanted to keep it in. They wanted to get that drive going. They finally were able to do that, and Clever broke off a little bit soon, I think, and that's why they got the full arm penalty. Italians now looking to pin the Eagles deep inside their 22, just inside the 22.
Yep.
Yeah, good scrum work by both sides.
Nice
low scrum. You saw the power, both front rows buckling up a little bit, but the Italians had a little bit more in that last scrum.
Carlos Cano with a kick, and now Cittadini. They set the rolling
Use
ball.
it once.
They break out a little bit to the right-hand side.
Fine.
Just inside the 22. Italy with a drive. It's been stolen. Clever with quick hands. Forsberger wasn't expecting that.
Okay, knock on into touch.
Well, no one was. Who would have thought Greg Peterson was going to come away with that ball? Outstanding steal by the big man.
Scrum or line out?
I thought he was just talking that he had the ball carrier held up. I didn't know he was going to come away with the ball too.
Line out. Lynn.
Yeah, too bad that pass went into touch, though. It's going to be a line out for the Italians. Still about the same position as the last line out. The United States did a great job thwarting that rolling drive by the Italian forwards.
They go to the front this time. Ball comes down to Favaro, and now to the short side. Pass goes forward just ahead of the ball carrier there, so good work here for the United States. They will take possession.
Yeah, good play by the little scrum at Bogsberger. He kind of stopped that 2-on-1, came in there, forced that knock-on, or that forward pass. The debutant makes a good defensive play as well. Let's see if the United States can get out of their 22. They practice a lot during the week about exit strategy inside there. From the 10-meter line to the try zone, they want to get out of that area. They want to put the pressure on the Italians, keep the ball down in their end.
The last time the United States were here was at the Pacific Nations Cup in 2015.
Just get the
they
shot
played
out with
Samoa
before
here,
the time.
over 10,000 fans, and there was a nail-biter there. This time, new coach and a new group of players. A couple of old faces remain.
And down a big scrum here for the United States, even though it's their put in. With their put in, they have to get this scrum. They can't take a break here. This is an all-important scrum for the United States. Don't give the Italians any confidence up front.
So AJ McGinty's not in the pocket, so let's see what Osberger does with this one. Getting a lot of heat from the captain Eduardo Gori,
Number
the
9
Italian,
offside, don't push
and
it
it's
off
him
back.
who's offside. Pink for that.
Number 9 offside.
Yeah, it was that scrum after you saw the little scrum after Eduardo Gori, the captain for this Italian side, pushed Augsburger a couple of times in the backs as McGinty gets to touch, not by too much to spare, but it's going to be a USA line out.
Yeah, but just it's fine. Just stay the ball.
There's a good shot of AJ McGinty. Loves to control this U.S. back line. Got some talented backs outside him. Love to see threaten Palamo have a go today.
Peterson can't connect this. The Italians come away with it. It's Jager. Italy on attack for the first time. Cannon to the line, throws a dummy. He loves to take it upfield and then gets a pass away. Look very forward. A little bit football-style passing there in the United States here from Cannon.
Yeah, that was a good 2 or 3 feet forward. McGinty again, and then that tackle a little high that time. The Italians able to offload it, but it was forward, no doubt about it. Let's take another look at it. There's McGinty, again a little high, and there's the offload, almost a knock-on. Right to Mbaba.
It's go blue.
United States looking for attacking options on either side. You can see the sun in the eyes of Will Holder on that left side of the scrum. It's going to be trouble. There's going to be probably some high balls put in that direction.
Crouch. Fine.
We're working very hard
Set.
in the set piece. Phil Greeny and Marty Veal. Marty Veal, the forwards coach. McGinty sliced it through with a nice grubber kick. And then banged over the top by McLean. McGinty touched it.
I didn't see it.
Oh, he didn't touch. He didn't.
I didn't see it.
AJ McGinty
Got
did
option.
touch it. The referee heard him. He didn't see it.
I didn't see it.
It's going to be a scrum all the way back where the Italians kicked it from, because it went through the dead ball line. You can hear the Italians saying that McGinty touched that ball.
Sorry?
Referee didn't see it though, and it's going to be a scrum to the United States. Might be a good break. Let's see if we can take a look at it.
I didn't see it.
I don't know if he got it or not. Might have grazed his fingertips. There's big Cam Dolan the way that time. So either way, it's going to be a big break for the United States. Finally inside the Italian zone here with a scrum.
We can play with the man on the ground.
Okay.
He's on the ground, we can play.
Big front row here for the Italians. 260 pounds. Cittadini on the close side.
Set.
245 for Lavoti.
Number 1.
Full-on penalty
Get a long one
to the USA.
Yeah, Lavoti got called for pulling that scrum down, it looks like.
Number 1's binding in short.
Binding in short. One of the 8 Academy players in this starting 15. We talked about with the management yesterday about how these Italian players develop. If they are good enough at about age 16 or 17, they go to one of the rugby academies in Italy. And 8 of the 15 in the starting lineup have progressed through that way, as well as we see AJ McGinty trying to get the United States on the board first here. An angled kick about 42 meters out. Let's see if we can take another look at it, see if, well, I think it's going to be on the other side of the scrum. There you see it. Yep, on the far side, he said Lavoti short arm that scrum, that bind. The referee was standing right on that side. See Marty Veal, the coach of the forwards, on that other side of the scrum. He is happy about that result.
So AJ McGinty looks for the first points in the game. Just over 10 minutes gone. And McGinty's kick is superb. We saw him do it. For Connor, helping steer them to their first ever Pro 12 championship. And he's on song here at Avaya Stadium.
I tell you, every kick is so important. And AJ McGinty did a great job. That was a beautiful slide, gives the United States the lead.
Another collision on the far side. Knocked on by the Italians, so advantage here for the Eagles. They'll look for their exit strategy. And Breakley takes it up. Such a hard-working lock.
Advantage over.
And now McGinty puts this one into the stands. Good little exit strategy there from the Eagles.
Yeah, it's going to still be an attacking line out here for the Italians inside the United States half. I thought maybe there might have been an intentional knock on that last kick. Referee said no, just a knock on, playing the advantage.
Interesting, Shalom Sanula goes into the hooker channel for the United States as Italians off the top they go. Taking up there, Quinton Caldenace, South African-born lock.
Well, that was a knock on. Referee missed his scrum half trying to get that ball out, knock that ball forward.
Goree has to set it up and then picked up from Cittadini, drives it forward, makes good meters. The Italians again. Into the 22, the second time this game. Cano with a flat pass. Mikey Teo hits his opposite man, and Venditti is in touch.
Yeah, good defense by the United States. Gets bundled into touch. Almost looked like it might have been an Italian forward pass. And I think there was a knock on earlier that the referee missed when the scrum half Goree had a little trouble getting that ball out of that last ruck. United States again with some big targets.
Hildebrand finds Dolan, and now Duratalo, so good with the United States Sevens team over the years.
Onside right.
As he looks to try book his ticket to Rio as well. Together with
Use it right.
scrum off Nate Osberger, being told to use it. McGinty nice and deep. Gets a much better strike to the halfway line. Although the touch judge disagrees with me.
And again, the fewer hands that touch the ball in that exit zone, the better for the United States. They want as few hands as possible to touch that. Want that kick and chase. Right now it's just a matter of getting the ball out of their own 22. The Italians still on the attack here inside the 50.
Jager from Benetton Treviso is on target again. They go up the middle. Great work. Mbanda cuts free. Now they shifted wide through. Cana Paloma comes flying up. They've kicked over here but tackled
He doesn't
without
have the ball, number 13.
the ball. Camparo was hit hard there by Palamo. For a second he thought he was playing football for the Utes.
Yeah, unfortunately he didn't have the ball. And Palamo knocked him down right when Blaine Scully kicked that ball through. Would have put the pressure back on this Italian side. As it is, it's going to be a penalty kick about 30 meters out right in front of the poles. Very makeable kick for this Italian side. And there's a good look at Andrew Duratalo. Let's see if we can take a look at it. I think Palamo had already committed himself, and there's the hit off the ball. And here's Scully putting the pressure back on the Italians. But now the Italians with a chance to tie this ball game up.
Campanaro, one of the most dangerous players from last week, wearing the 13 jump up. And now looking for the equalizer. Carlo Cana scored 39 points already for the Azzurri. And he adds 3 more. The scores are tied after 15 minutes.
With the penalty kick for Italy. We're tied 3-3.
Yeah, most of the play has been and down in the United States end. They got to rectify that. They got to put a little more pressure on this Italian side. Got to get some sustained possession. Maybe put a couple of high balls up on this Italian defense. But right now, most of the play has been in the United States end. Their defense has been pretty solid, though.
McGinty puts this one just outside the 22. Teo with a good tackle on the wing. The Italians look for their big forwards to rumble up one phase. Then they'll put it to the boot.
Use it, Blue.
Holder goes in to collect. Thinks about a quick one. But the Italians come flying up.
Okay, here's a stage where the United States, they've done well in the line-out. Good targets in Greg Peterson, Cam Dolan, Nate Brakeley, Todd Clever if they use him at the back. Cam Dolan's the line-out caller.
Yeah,
Hildebrand's been spot on with his line-out so far.
Lamasatelli gives the call to the front. And Hildebrand trying to get the Eagles on attack. This time the commentator's curse from Brian Visit goes against the Eagles. And it's picked up from Favreau. Mikey Teo, the Belmont Shore and Tiger Rugby legend, puts a kick in by himself. And now he puts in the chase. Italy come back to Cano. Kick to the same spot, this time Holder takes up the mark. It's in the US Army, first lieutenant. His kick is inside the 22, so Italy can kick this one straight out. And they do just that.
Yeah, you can see both teams' strategy just put the other team under a little bit of pressure. Italians picked up about 10 or 15 meters on that one.
okay.
And again, set possession so vital. We talked to Conor O'Shea yesterday. He said, you
I
know,
won't
forwards are
let
going
them
to win
take it
this
quickly.
game one way or the other. It's all up to them. Set pieces, the breakdown area is so vital to win. United States can ill afford to give away any kind of set piece possession.
Taken beautifully there. And now Osberger, big up and under. The Garryon, it's called. Comes down. Palama is there too. Gets knocked backwards. And in fact, it's an advantage for a knock-on from the United States. Teo was in there. Italy rumbled it up through Jager. The advantage is over. Cano outside the 20, puts a kick over the top. Their chasers here. And then taken in the air. Will Holder will certainly get a penalty. That's a dangerous tackle.
Tackle in there, number 11.
And this should be a great opportunity here. Is it out of McGinty's range? If so, they're going to try to pin this Italian team deep. Yeah, they're going for the corner here, I think. And I think this is a good ploy. Try to get him pinned down deep. Try to get those forwards in that rolling maul situation. We saw that work so effectively at times in the ARC. Uh-oh, off the side of the boot. That's not a good kick.
No, McGinty fell over as he kicked that one as well. Slipping on the turf. Todd Clever goes back. The man from San Jose, California, the local boy, hands it off to McGinty. He puts in a better strike, but they need some chasers. McGinty comes up himself, and then Italy stab it over the top. Holder in another good position. Here's a counter-attack. Will Holder on the outside. Burns him. Space and numbers. Knocked on inside the 22. Advantage for the Eagles. The crowd come alive. Cam Nolan. McGinty to the line again. Durtalo gets through the first tackle. Clever carries him an extra meter or so. Looking for a back ball. It wasn't coming. Campanaro is in there on defense for the Italians.
Use it.
What can they make of this? Bowman takes it up with that mullet of his.
Release it.
A little bit of space to the left-hand side. Show and go from Brakeley. He gets driven backwards. The Italians got to be careful here. This is a danger zone. Flat ball. Paloma couldn't hold. Knocked on. But let's have a listen here to referee
Time off. Just shift the please. I'm going to have a look at it. Just get back, please.
We got an Eagle player down too. Looks like Greg Peterson, the big lock.
I'm not convinced that it's just in the tackle.
Okay.
But you need to also look at what cover there is, because the inside pass could be direct route.
Graham, just have a look at this incident here on the last pass with the potential deliberate knock-on.
So I think they're going to come back to that Italian, maybe the deliberate knock-on from a few phases
Graham,
back.
can you hear me?
Oh, it was a 3-on-1. That was a golden opportunity for United States. Holder just held on to that ball a little bit too much. Yeah, let's see if we can take a look at. Look at the options. Got to get behind him a little bit. Well, that was definitely a knock.
I call that a knock. And his hand is deliberately coming in there to stop the pass.
I think that was definitely a deliberate knock.
And it's good to see the slow-mo replay here, because at fast motion it was tough to tell.
Okay, so I'm happy that it's a deliberate knock-on. Have you got a wide view? I just want to see if there's any defenders
pass
inside.
off sooner, if you will, Holder.
And you know that the defender is going to take a chance there on a 3-on-1 situation. What are they going to do here? Deliberate knock-on?
Graham?
Should be yellow card and a penalty try if there's no support on the inside for the Italian defense.
So he's the last defender.
Well,
so
I don't think there's any support there.
I've got a desperate attempt of a player knocking the ball down deliberately. I'm going penalty try and I'm putting the play in the bin.
Wow. Here we go. Van der Westhuizen speaks my language. The United States will get 7
Number
here.
10.
And a bin. And a bin.
It's a deliberate act.
Wow.
And I'm going for a penalty try.
Big break for the United States. Good call, Dallin.
It certainly was, and what a breakout it was from Will Holder.
Yeah, we could see it from up here. There was about 4 or 5 Eagle players on that left-hand side. There was no Italian defenders back, just the one man. And he's the one who forced that. They had the deliberate knock into the bin. And now this easy conversion attempt right in front of the poles to give the United States a 7-point lead. But what a turn of events here about midway through this first half. Let's take another look. Just a little bit sooner would have been a sure try. McGinty's conversion was good. 10-3 now for the United States. And again, that's what you got to do. You got to keep the pressure on. You got to take advantage of the opportunities when you're down deep.
And also what it means, the Italians are without their main frontline kicker. Campanaro has kicked for touch, but their points kicker is in the Sinman for 10 full minutes. And this should be a very interesting time for the United States Eagles. They can control the next 10 and add to the scoreboard. They'll be in a strong position going to the half.
It looks like Tony Lamborn has come on for his first appearance ever for the United States.
Campanaro's kick comes down to Shalom Sanula. Made his debut with the United States Sevens team in 2008-2009.
Nice kick to touch outside the 10-meter line. Now the United States, let's see if they can take advantage of this player with the Italians in the penalty box, the sin bin rather. And here'd be a good start trying to spoil the land. It looks like Greg Peterson. Did Peterson come out? Can't see him on there, so maybe that was Lamborn coming in for him.
Yeah, you're right about that. Ball comes down. Sanula is there as well. The center are now filling in at halfback. So a few changes. Comes out to Lamasatelli. Then the Italians fighting for this ball. Bowman in to help out. McGinty is far away. So Clever has to pick up. Rumble around.
Alegsbury's got to get that ball out a little bit sooner. Doesn't want to get caught up.
Yeah, very slow ball. McGinty to the left boots. Spots a bit of space down the middle, but they give it to the danger man. Odiote puts his kick in a Holder again. Like the looks of Will Holder at fullback. He replaces the legendary Chris Wiles, who retired. And the United States will get the line out and possession as well.
Yeah, both teams just trying to pick up some territory, trying to put pressure on the others like we'd mentioned earlier. United States going to pick up about 20 meters, though it's going to be their throw. Yeah, Greg Peterson has come out. So U.S. down 2 players already in this first half due to injury.
Take it quickly.
And they lose one of their big line-out targets, too.
That's right. Peterson, 6'8", an absolute ladder out there. Morsberger takes it on. Just over the halfway line. Duratolo in at halfback. Lamborn. First touch for the Hurricane. Plays his Super Rugby for the New Zealand franchise. And the cross kick is a high one. Beautiful take by Blaine Scully. What skills from the former Leicester Tiger. Italian defense comes flying up here. But good carry from Lamborn. He's secondary in this movement. Now there's space to the left-hand side. Well spotted into the sun. Paloma picks this one up. Oh, the big man rumbling forward. They used to call him Man-Child. Played sevens for Samoa at the age of 17. Now with Breakley. Trying to put the phases together. The back ball is not a good one. Teo has to clean things up. Steps out of the first. The Italians very aggressive in defense.
Ball is available.
But there's only one player back. Little stab through could work. Breakley again. The Eagles have lost a good 30 or 40 meters.
Use it 9.
Forsberger will put this to the boot. Teo comes down. Flung back infield. The Italians have a crack themselves. Trying to step out through there is Venditti.
Got it. Turnover is good.
Full almost turnover there from the Eagles. And up the middle they go. The Azzurri to the halfway line. Venditti, very active since coming onto the field.
White.
After that big injury on both wingers. Looking for the inside ball. Little half gap closed up there for McLean.
Use it blue.
Still with Italy. Being a long passage of play. Both teams still trying to wear down the defense. Looking for a bit of space. Clever makes an excellent tackle. Gets to his feet as well. He brings down Oriete.
Use it 9.
And the Italians looking a little bit tired after that 30-hour journey they took to get from Argentina to America.
Use it. No, it's down.
Got to cover here. Got to cover.
To the short side. They have numbers. And that pass, a little bit of a shocker.
Forward. Into touch option.
What you saw was a 3-on-2 out here. The United States didn't identify that out wide, and then to make matters worse, the Eagles pinched in on that defense, made it wide open on the outside, but fortunately that pass back inside by Campagnaro went straight into touch. So the United States caught a break there. Players down from both sides. Again, it's been a lot of running, some very physical play by both these sides. Looks like Hildebrand is down for the United States. It's had a strong first 25 minutes of play. You heard the referee, and we got a player down for Italy as well. Looks like he got a knock to the face. And there's Hildebrand right there. Looks like he just had a little bit of cramps. Hot day here in San Jose, and it's going to be even hotter next week when we have Rush up in Sacramento. I think the forecast is for 99, close to 100 degrees on Saturday for that game. Fans are coming out, though, and good support of the United States team. Beautiful stadium here, Avaya Stadium. And it's been a good effort so far by this U.S. team. They want to try to take advantage of this man advantage. They still have it for another 4 or 5 minutes. But since they scored that try, haven't been able to get down deep in this Italian end. Nice crowd, though. Yeah, beautiful day here. Let's see if the United States can do anything with this line out. Again, they lost Greg Peterson as an option. Cam Dolan, it's going to be a scrum. I think that ball was thrown forward.
Come on.
So it's going to be a scrum for the United States. And Dolan did go from the flank into the second row. So him and Breakley are now the engine room. Tony Lamborn on this blindside flank. Clever still over on the open.
Durtalo is in the number 8 position as well. So shuffling things around a little bit. As we said, Durtalo has been superb in the Super Rugby competition.
Fine.
Of course, Todd Clever was the first ever United States player to play in that competition. Played all over the world. The man from San Jose. This scrum pitches in on itself, and Italy get a penalty.
Yeah, he said Titi Lamosatelli dropped his bind. Lamborn, you can't do that. You got to stay clear. Looks like just a little bit of discussion between the front row players, and then Lamborn has come in.
It's a little cup of tea between front row forwards.
That's right. I think they beat enough, huh? So no damage, is it? I think it's just going to be that initial penalty against Titi Lamosatelli. So this will give the Italians a chance to put the pressure back on the United States. Oh, that's going to be a nice touch finder. That's going to be about 10 meters out, I think. In Italy, they've done well with these rolling mauls. You don't want to get them any kind of confidence. You want to keep it as far as you can away from your goal line. Let's see if the United States can play some pretty good D again.
Yeah, they tried with that yellow card still in use. Their kicker, Canner, is on the touchline watching, so the kick for the corner. To the back they go. The line-out set piece, they set the maul. The Italians famous for their scrums, and they've been working on their rolling maul tremendously in the Six Nations. They have advantage. Duratolo's ping for entering from the side, so it'll be a penalty on the 5-meter line for the Missouri.
6-side entry. Okay. Get back. Just get back.
You got to be careful there. He saw that. He didn't see the first one. He probably saw Todd's reaction.
Captain. And captain.
Now he's going to calm things down. Calling both captains over.
Number 9. Okay, we've had 2 instances now in a row of guys pushing and shoving. When I blow the whistle, just stop. Just try to easily get the word.
Yeah, okay.
Because you're going to force me to make a decision.
Just the word,
Yes?
Yeah,
thank you.
As well.
Good refereeing right there. Now it's going to be a full arm penalty. They're coming back with Duratolo, who was called for offsides on that last maul. Let's see if we can see it. Yeah, it's tough when they got that maul going forward. It's the hardest thing to stop.
Put time on, so make sure you're ready.
Okay, let's see if we can take a look at it.
Entry.
There's where the penalty was called. The Italians, they go for the line out now. They kick that ball into touch 5 meters out. They want to set up another rolling maul. Let's see if the United States, if they try to defend this line out or not. Cam Dolan, we've seen him try to steal a lot of ball. He's at the tail of that line. Nope, he's in the middle of the line.
They go to the front this time. Again, the maul is set. Driving for that left hand touch line. Ball's at the back with Jager.
Use it once.
Italy go for the line. Jager's over. He scored in the corner. They strike back with 14 men.
Yeah, you can see that coming. They really have a lot of confidence in that rolling maul, and they set that up brilliantly. Right when that ball came to the ground, they had that maul already set up. Good platform. And Jager did a good job with a little bit of leadership, I think, from Gori directing traffic. And the Italians able to close the 10-8 here. There's a well-orchestrated forward drive. Watch right when they come down, it's already set up. That second row drive is beautiful. And look at Jager. He just takes it. He's been looking weak side all the time here. All he had to do was get through the scrum half tackle by Nate Augsburger. Too much power there.
That's right. He made his debut in February during the Six Nations. Born in Albania and moved to Italy 4 years when he was 4 years old. A great addition for this side. And of course, a competition like this, they're able to blood a few new players. This is his 4th cap and first try for the hookup.
And down, that's a good morale booster for this Italian side. If you can score when you're a man short, that's why you got to keep the ball out of your end.
Very rare in international rugby when that happens. The conversion is wide, so the score will remain 10-8. The United States lead Italy after 31 minutes played at Avaya Stadium.
And here's the dot down. Yep, no doubt about it. Good power in that arm by Jager. And the Italians look like they're full strength now. Yellow card offense is over. So both teams scoring a try so far in this first half.
Exit strategy downfield again to hold up. He goes quickly. McGinty puts it to the boot. They'll need some chasers. And McLean puts his own kick up. Very experienced fullback with 80 caps. And excellent take from the San Diego breaker. Mikey Teo. Hilterbrand, the first receiver.
Release it. Ball is available.
The Eagles need to play a little bit quicker if they want to get through this Italian defense. They put another kick over the top. Clever is there as well,
Backwards
but
of White.
they've come away with this and then into touch, so it should be a line out for the United States.
Backwards of White.
Should be, yeah. Yeah, Clever and Teo both went up for that ball. Yeah, there's still, still the chase is just still a little bit slow. The kick's a little bit too deep maybe for the United States because it's giving the Italians easy possession. You want them contestable just like that last one was. That should be, wait a minute, that should be a U.S. throw-in. Boy, it certainly looked like the Italians took that ball into touch.
Okay, just wait. It's your ball, so make a decision on your call. Yeah.
Well, you know why he was slow, because he didn't think it was their ball. It was a U.S. throw, and it looked like.
Little Afrikaans there from Quinton Geldenhuys to Van der Vestes, and the referee. The ball through. Osberger's chasing on this one. Good tackle from him. He's turned it over, and Clever has it now. The Eagles trying to spot some magic. Great ball on the outside. Paloma throws a dummy, and it drops the shoulder. Looking like steam, stone cold. Austin on the outside. Now McGinty. He steps into a little bit of trouble. Dolan. He wriggles through. Better quick stuff from the USA with Sanula. Looking for that end ball to Scully. He's hammered hard. This is how the Eagles need to play a higher tempo with Bowman. Bowman beats one, still goes. Great work from the big water buffalo. And then, unfortunately, playing the ball on the ground.
They play a clear release.
Yeah, it looked like Mbanda that stole that ball for the Italians. It was a one-on-one confrontation, and Mbamba did a great job, though, getting down deep, getting his hands underneath Bowman, not allowing that ball to come back for the United States. So good break that time for the Italians. Much better build-up that time by the United States. Good sustained pressure, kept the ball down, but just like that, now the Italians out near midfield where they're going to have a throw. Got to have that sustained pressure.
Yeah, that definitely was the best looking attack. Durtala was in there quite heavily as well. And good width. A lot of dangerous players in this Eagles side. We haven't seen Italy do the same yet. Their set piece has been excellent. They set another one of those. And now they finally go. Goree gets a short ball away to the midfield. Taken up from Costello. Little dummy from Cano. They certainly missed him for those 10 minutes. Costello yet again. Italy quite bunched. Not looking as dynamic as they did last weekend against the Argentinians. Geldenhuys, the man from Krugersdorp in South Africa. Clever puts a big hit on Cittadini. Looking for that inside ball. Great pass it was. Odiete.
Release now.
Couldn't bust all the way through, but they take up play to the 10-meter mark. Camparo is tackled ball and all by Sanula. And now Banda. Italy piling on the pressure.
Stay on.
Take nine. Back. Take nine.
Corey, the little captain, digs that one out. High tackle from Bowman.
Boy, I thought there was a high tackle at first when I saw that arm go around the shoulders, but it was a good tackle by Bowman. The force that knocked on by McLean.
Yeah.
Now it's going to be United States put in the scrum.
Let's go.
About 5 minutes left in this first half, clinging to that 2-point lead. Good finish here. It's all about the last 10 minutes of each half, the first 10 minutes of each half. That's when you really want to finish good.
You okay?
Good time for a water break here. It's a hot day out there. Shade's just about covering the entire playing field.
Time on.
No time for a break here for the United States. They got to get good, solid platform ball.
Let's go.
And chatting to Coach John Mitchell this week. Really good that the United States have established the Eagles elite training squad. And that was set up by Director of Performance Alex Magleby, monitored by Chris Brown, the performance coach. Just gives the Eagles a big group to choose from. And that's where a lot of these players have come from. They have to reset the scrum. Because as we said earlier, the ARC squad wasn't selected by Mitchell. This is his first squad that he's bringing into the mix and testing out a few new players as well.
Yeah, talking Johnny, he really, you know, you thought the ARC was a good idea, got a lot of young players some game time. But this is kind of when things really start in earnest here for this United States squad under the John Mitchell regime.
That's right, looking ahead to the Rugby World Cup 2019. That's what these sides are building towards. Before you know it, it'll be there. Durtala picks it up, gets the flick away to Osberger. He's wrapped up by a couple tackles. Holder in at 9. Forwards working hard to maintain possession.
Use it 9.
Let's see if there's a better chase this time. Osberger puts it up. Teo comes down on this one. Beautifully timed catch, though, from the Italians. It's the fullback, Luke McLean, from Australia, that takes that.
Side entry.
They play on quickly, do the Italians. Players are down. Clever looks like he's hurt. He's trying to get back into position. Quick ball for the Italians, try to capitalize. Space to move. Scully came in. Sanula eventually makes a tackle. And now, busting free, it's been knocked on by Breakley. And jumps to scrum.
First one, second one.
Boy, the Italians look so dangerous when they get the ball out wide. Looked like they had some numbers out there. The United States strung that ball out. And that Breakley knock-on, it's going to be a resultant scrum for this Italian team. They're going to split their backs, I think. So good attacking position.
Don't wait to put it in. What's that? If I show you, put it in the... Okay. Right.
You heard the referee. He wants Augsburg to put that ball in early in the scrum.
Time off.
There's the kick. Let's see the chase by Teo. Nice take by McLean now. Teo tried to get that ball back, and that's when things really started to open up for this Italian side. They're so dangerous with ball in hand, as you mentioned, Alan, in their game against the Argentinians. They put some really good work in that back line, strung along some pretty good movements.
Yeah, very impressed with the Italian side. Since 2000, they've been playing in the Six Nations competition, and actually had former Springbok coach Nick Mallett with their side. Got over a few South African players, elevated their game.
Yeah, it was a disappointing Six Nations for them this year, though. They almost beat France in the opener, but then it was four pretty much one-sided losses, especially the last two against Wales and Ireland. And then they got rid of Jacques Brunel, and now the Conor O'Shea era started, and it was a pretty impressive defeat last week against Argentina. 30-24, they came out short. It's always tough to play in Argentina, but the Italians did very well.
That's right, testing themselves against amongst the best teams in the country. Interesting, the Northern Hemisphere rugby has been very strong this summer. England taking out Australia, and Ireland taking out the Springboks last weekend. And the Italians
down huge last minute in this first half. Huge last minute.
Absolutely. Ball spits free, and it's available there. There's advantage for the Italians, says referee Van der Westhuizen. And they will get a penalty. This is a kickable one.
The scrum and offside.
I think we're standing up in the scrum.
You stay bound.
It might have been, yeah, Todd Clever unbound, I think, is the call, and that's going to give the Italians a chance. See, that's where you got to be so disciplined in the last minute of play in these halves. Right in front of the poles now for Canada, trying to give the Italians a lead as they go into the locker room here. Again, so much pressure in the scrums and the set pieces. I think the halftime is going to come at a good time for the United States. It's time to regather. They came out really strong. Let's see if we can take a... Now they still got control at the base. There's Clever unbound right there. And then the ball squirts free. Referee had already called him for unbinding that time, and now it's going to be a three-point attempt here for the Italians as we close in on this first half.
Carlo Canna, the policeman, spotted playing rugby in that league. Now he's an international with more points to his name. Italy now take the lead at 11-10 with 45 seconds left in this first half.
Is that time or not yet?
Referee wants to know if that's the if it's time.
Thank you.
No, but I think he can allow play to continue here. Yeah, the Italian, I think the United States, so if they're only down by 1 point here, I think they got to be pretty happy with most of the play being down in their end. They probably wish they could have taken advantage of that man advantage better than they had. And now let's see if they can play tight here in the last minute of the half. Put a little pressure on the Italians here inside the 22.
Looking for the exit strategy, setting up with their forwards. Cittadini. Canada's in the pocket. Being told to get going. Puts himself a box kick towards the touchline. Into the stand. Might still be one more play.
40 seconds.
40 seconds or 14 seconds, the referee said. So there's still chance for the United States to try to regain that lead here before the half.
Last play, 10 seconds.
10 seconds.
Last play.
They better get it in if they want a chance.
So let's see how the Eagles can finish off the half. Did some sterling work in the first 40 and then got a little bit quiet. Ball comes over the top, dangerous stuff. Sanula picks this one up. He's tackled around the neck. Well, that's fairly dangerous. And the siren sounds. Lamborn bumps one off and then stands on him for good measure. The Eagles putting in a lot of physicality at the breakdown. Osberger kicks this one out. He wants to go. And so one try from each side, a penalty try for the USA, and one from Ornell Jager has kept this match very tight indeed. Todd Clever's troops trail 11-10 against Italy. We're going to take a short break and we'll bring you the highlights coming up shortly. And welcome back to Avaya Stadium. It's Italy that had a late surge. They lead the United States by 11-10. And the fans have witnessed some very bruising rugby from both these sides. An entertaining first half of action, Viz.
Well, we knew it was going to be a physical contest, and it certainly proved that. I mean, right from the opening get-go. How about the collision 5 minutes in? Both teams really going all out, and it was a big collision between Taco Nguyen and Sarto for the Italian teams. But it's as close a game as we thought it was going to be, and it's all about an 80-minute effort, so both these teams really going to concentrate on this second 40 minutes of action. Here's some highlights from that first half, though. The Italians with a kick over the top. Will Holder waited maybe just a little bit too long on this pass. He had options on either side, but there was the intentional knock forward by Canna, and that sent him to the bin, and it gave the United States the penalty try. There you hear the referee, Van de Westhuizen, just deliberate right in front of the poles. A.J. McGinty slots the conversion to make it 10-3. The United States at that point. The Italians, though, they enjoyed most of the possession, at least the territory as well, and this is what they do so effectively. They set that lineup maul out, 5 meters out, and it's in the hands of Ornell Jager. He's sizing up his options. He's only got a scrum half in front of him between him and the try line. And Jager had just too much muscle, and then that late penalty kick for the Italians makes it 11-10 in favor of the Italians. But I think the United States probably pretty happy with the way their defensive play. It's only a 1-point differential, and for the amount of time the Italians spend in the United States, and I think they got to be pretty happy about that.
Yeah, certainly. We're going to take a short break. We're going to be right back with some interviews. Stay with us. It's the United States 10, Italy 11. Oh, the beautiful Avaya Stadium. Fans have come out and enjoy a superb weekend here. And earlier today, we had Brian Visser catch up with Eagles head coach John Mitchell.
Mitch, this is the first Eagles team you've had the opportunity to select. What do you want to see from your players out there today?
Yeah, it's really just staying on task, staying in structure. Basically, at the end of the day, just controlling the performance and getting used to some of the scenarios that probably they haven't experienced at test level before. So it's going to be times where it's going to be untidy and ugly, and it's our ability to get control and reset the game.
Now, John, you have some of these Eagles are playing everything from club rugby to the highest professional levels. How do you get them all on the same page?
Yeah, we have great diversity, and we all come from different groups, but it's been 2 weeks of establishing our culture, combining as one quickly. Getting leadership in place and making sure the leadership group is an extension of the management, and really at the end of the day establishing and living our standards, which has been encouraging. And also, we've looked in deeply at ourselves and established our team identity that we want to create as a team.
John, there's obviously a lot of raw talent on this U.S. Eagles team. When it's a finished product, what style of play will you expect out of them?
I think every performance is kind of like an example of a finished product, because it's the delivery or the byproduct of all the preparation. But this game's never finite. You ultimately have to produce winning performances and look to improve, and certainly we'll be looking to do that in each assembly.
Well, John, best of luck today. Thank you for your time.
Thanks, Brian. Thank you.
And you like to look at John Mitchell and what he's doing with this United States team.
Oh, yeah, it's fantastic. I think he's just got a great coaching staff surrounding him, and the guys have great rapport with the players, and they go through everything on the field as well as the training session. And, you know, they got this game to get under their belt before next week because they got another big game against Russia coming up in Sacramento. And that's going to be another great game, another good learning experience for a lot of these players. It's going to be at Bonnie Field in Sacramento, 10 p.m. Eastern time on June 25th. And again, United States and Russia, it's going to be another physical battle. We always know that. And looking forward to that one as well.
Certainly. We'll take another quick break, and it's Italy that lead the United States 11-10. Stay with us. We've got the next 40 minutes of action coming up very soon. And welcome back here to Avaya Stadium. Rookie the Eagle is out in full flight. Nobody knows who wears that suit, but every single match the Eagle is here cheering on the troops. And the USA earlier this year drew to Argentina 15. 35 all. They beat Canada 30-22 and Chile 64-0. This is their 4th match at home this season, and they trail Italy by 1 point. Thoughts ahead of the second half. I'm Dallin Sanford. With me is Brian Visit.
Yeah, and it should be a great second 40 down. Both these teams stress the mental toughness you needed for 80-minute effort. Both teams want to try to excel at that. They want to be in the contention to win the game in the 80th minutes. Let's see who does the best here in the second 40.
It's the USA kicking off from right to left, wearing their white strip. The Azzurri in blue collectors, taken by the big man, the Afrikaner, Quinton Geldenhuys.
Use
the
it,
Italians
9.
Very content to kick out from their 22. They ran a bit last week against Argentina, but they were of a very strong defense that the United States present. Holder collects this, and they'll get a line out near the halfway line.
Yeah, the Italians have done pretty well getting that ball out of their own 22-meter line. Here's Blaine Scully. You know, he doesn't look like it on the field with all these big guys, but he's a 6'4" winger out there. Good size on the wing when he plays fullback. Also, one of the bigger fullbacks in the game, but has had an outstanding career for the United States. Continues to do so. Now he's at Cardiff Blues, really doing well there.
Ball goes to the back. It's been batted down by Bowman, and Eagles Scully actually comes in to collect that. Let's hope his wife Shannon is watching. She missed his last clash because she was watching the Super Bowl. But they give away a penalty early on to the Azzurri.
Yeah, you hate to see taps in a line out. One of the things you always try to stress, you got to have a controlled tap if you're going to tap it back. You just can't whack it back. The Italians forego a shot at goal here. You know what their strategy is. They did it early in this game where they drove that rolling maul in for a try with their forwards. It's going to be a little deeper, about a maybe 10, 15-meter line out. But again, that's their strategy. They want to open things up with that driving maul.
Nice looking kick as well there from the fullback, Luke McLean. Made his debut in 2008 as a 21-year-old against the Springboks. Been vital for them at the back, controlling things. Now they go to the maul. Saw it in the first half, very successful, and led to their only try. Now it's at the back again with Jager.
You got to get in there.
Jager still has it. Clever comes in to fight him. He's on the ground now. Horsberger's all over him. Quick ball through. Cano throws it back inside. They need to stop Odiete. Slow ball, so the Eagles get to regroup, but they're under a lot of pressure in front of their own sticks. Lavoti. Now they go around the fringes through Vavaro. Scored 2 tries already for the Italians. Looking for his third. So far, so good. The defensive coach, Phil Greening, looking on. Former England international, British and Irish Lion as well. Now with the Eagles, as is Mike Friday. Double duty with 15s and 7s. They go for a drop kick with Cano right at the back. They had advantage. They don't need it. Scared of what? They've got 3 and up 14-10.
Use arms in the tackle, please. Number 4.
Yeah, the Italians knew the advantage was being played. It was Nate Brakeley that had the penalty called against him. And Carlo Cana just calmly slotted that. Good communication between 9 and 10. right in front of the goalpost. Perfectly slotted to give the Italians now the 4-point lead.
That's right, getting points when you're in opposition territory is the most important. And the Italians do that straight off the bat. So Conor O'Shea having words with his side. And now it's the big Dries van Schalkwyk, another South African player. This time he's from Bloemfontein. Very Afrikaans part of the world.
And he's slow getting up.
Yep, looks like he's heard something there, the big man. And Holder collects this one, looking for another counter-attack. He's blocked the only try for the Eagles. Osberger has a strong game in his debut at 9. Lamasatelli in the midfield. Flings it away one-handed, though that wasn't necessary. Ruckers arrive. This will be tough to tell which way it goes.
Okay, Blue's going forward. That ball is coming out illegally there. Blue's going forward.
Unfortunate there. Lamasatelli's pass, he tried to get it back inside. I think it was Bowman that was coming down the inside. Tried to get that back. It bounced free, and the Eagles just lost possession on that. Referee said that ball was coming back illegally. It's going to be a put-in for the Italians.
Time off.
And that looks like Van Schalkwyk that got slammed by Suniula, I think. Looked like he caught him possibly in the ribs, the much smaller player. But down in the United States, they just haven't had that many opportunities with ball in hand. A couple of times when they have, they looked really dangerous with it. There's McGinty, he got a little treatment on his left leg as well. Looks like both players are going to be okay. But you'd like to see the Eagles with a little bit more possession because they look dangerous on occasion when they've had it.
Yeah, I think the tempo of their possession is the most important part. The Italians get a time to realign if it's slow ball. There are a lot of talented players in this USA side. But as I said, if they can speed things up, they will be dangerous. So
okay,
the scrum time here for the Italian side. Eagles.
And I think it is a benefit that the Italians played the Argentinians last week. Get a game under their belt here in the United States. They haven't played together in a long, long time. A lot of new guys in this lineup as well.
Fine.
They certainly are. Let's see what the captain can make of this. Eduardo Corey, 51 caps coming into today's game for the little general. And Van Schalkwyk is good. He pops it away. Ball kicked through. If this one sits, it's a dangerous kick. Holder has to go and pick it up. He has no time to wait, so he finds a touch, and it's ultimately a good gain for the Italians.
Yeah, again, they just wanted to assert themselves in that scrum. It looked like the United States were going to make it a dead stalemate, but once again, just like we saw in the first half, the Italians showed some patience at the back of that scrum. Finally were able to drive the United States back a bit, and then that nicely placed kick forced the United States to kick it into touch just outside their 22. So the Italians right back in the pressure zone.
They go for a short line out this time. Jager to the back. Clever tries to get in there as well. Vanda, he takes on Dortalo. Almost rips that free. McGinty finally brings down the loose forward. Now the Italians trying to speed things up. Cano throws it on the outside. Dummy from McLean. Short ball. Inside the 22 they go. Italy have already got a drop goal in the second half. Trying to work the same side with McLean. Oh, McLean gets the bump. They don't argue. Samoa goes backwards in a heap. But they've knocked that on, have the Italians. So Blaine Scully comes away with it for the USA.
Use it 8. Use it 9.
Hilterbrand. So this is the slow ball we speak of.
Nick, get up.
Now McGinty.
Tucker is inside.
He needs a chaser with him. Holder comes across from the fullback position.
Yeah, that was a better kick that time by McGinty. Picked up about 20 additional meters. That was a good defensive play that time by the United States. Forced that knockdown. I think it was Campagnaro that knocked that ball on for the Italians. But again, down the Eagles still playing in their own end. They got to get that ball out. Here's the play. Looks like Suniula got involved in that tackle. A couple of big hits early on. Almost got in the way, actually.
Certainly did. The ball spilled free though, so Italy with their lineup, flat attack, and then obstruction there.
Yeah. Easy call there. The Italian player just got caught in front. Yeah, easy call for the referee that time. Benevesthuizen. McGinty with a stabbing kick. That's not bad. Just outside the 22 now. Let's see if the United States can do something. It's about 30 meters out, actually. Yeah, easy call here.
Like hide and seek.
Simone Favaro. He's a big hitter. He was also a big body right there. Got in the way of his inside backs.
So solid set piece needed here from the USA. Dolan with a quick ball. Little gap for McGinty, opens up through the middle. AJ McGinty. The little Irish pints again us. Into the 22 he goes. Hildebrand. They have advantage to the USA. Clever wraps around the far side. Gets a quick answer. Holder through the middle. Will Holder. Cutting through beautifully. Durutalo fighting for possession right now. The Eagles. Exciting stuff from them. Hildebrand. McGinty again, and then offsides of the defense. Holder with a half gap. Got to watch repeated infringements in what's called the red zone. Inside the 22.
Much better play by the United States. Now you got to take the 3 points here. 14-10. Got to slot that 3-pointer and make it a 1-point game.
Having a shot?
Yeah, good call there. Cooler heads prevail.
Number 5 offside.
But again, down, that's what we're talking about. You talked about when the United States had a little bit of passion when they had the dander up. That's when they're so effective with ball in hand. Holder with another nice break there. And again, when they slip past this Italian defense, the support's just got to be there a little bit sooner. Some really good line breaks by the United States.
That's right. Their 7-a-side players are making a big impact in this game. And we mentioned earlier, Mike Friday, the head coach of the US Sevens team, has a bit of blood coming down the face there. He's been working with the US team. And it crosses over nicely as McGinty's kick is a good one. So the score now 14-13. Italy lead. And we've had 50 minutes gone in this test match.
Yeah, they just got to figure out how they can keep the pressure on this Italian team. They got to retain possession a little bit more, spot those gaps a little bit sooner in this Italian defense.
Cano goes long again. Scully, former UCLA water polo player and swimmer before transferring to Cal. Ginty again. So important to have a quality kicker.
Use it, 9!
In your side, and McGinty is just that.
Yeah, safety first is the motto here for this United States team. Not picking up a lot of territory on these touch finders. So the Italians remain down around the 22-meter line. And again, these last 30 minutes of this game, just 1 point difference between the two.
Jager goes to the back. Nice little offload. Oteo looking for work always from that left wing. And good support from Jager again. They work the far side. Cano. It's got a good flat ball. On the outside, McLean gets smashed hard, but cutting back to the inside. Italians for the line. Thrown it inside to Bowman over the try line. Bowman will just drop this one down.
Let's see, who brought that ball in? Did the Italians bring that ball back?
Was it taken back?
Where was that pass? Let's hear the referee.
The ball was caught in the in goal by White.
Yep. 22.
It's going to be a 22. That's perfect.
22.
It was brought in by the Italians. Chris Bowman caught that ball in the try zone, so that's a great break for the United States. Instead of a 5-meter scrum. Oh, I think the U.S. got a break there. You saw the assistant referee. He said that Bowman caught that ball in the try zone. It certainly looked like he caught it about a meter out and brought it back in. Now you can hear. Look at the skipper for this Italian side. He was looking at the same thing we saw, Gori. Now he's going to communicate again or chat again. Let's listen. They're going to come back. It's going to be a 5-meter scrum.
Yeah.
Clearly taken back in by one.
Okay.
There you heard the assistant referee clearly taken back in by the U.S. Yeah, I think they're going to take another look at this.
Yeah, that's good officiating indeed from Van der Vestey's interview.
Yeah.
Look at this here. It is clearly taken in from Bowman.
That's what the ARs are for. You know, when they need a little bit of assistance, it's tough for one guy watching that whole all 30 players out there. I think Chris Bowman knew he brought that ball back in. That's why he wanted to try to see if they could get it out of that try zone.
Just in a review, the ball was taken back by White, therefore it's a scrum, mate, dead. Scrum blue ball.
Oh, so, can you check if that was a forward pass?
No, I was happy with the pass.
Going to come back with something. Yeah, it did.
The experience of the veteran, of course.
Yeah.
He wanted to see the pass before that.
He wanted something checked earlier. He was trying all options at that point. But as it is, it's going to be a good opportunity here for the Italians. And again, late in the game against the Argentinians, who are renowned for their scrummaging. The Italians pushed them back last week.
Number.
Looks like both teams want to make a front row replacement. Looks like both in the hooker area.
Yeah, you can go number 2. And number.
Joe Taufete coming in for the United States.
It's where the ball was forced by your cop.
James Hildebrand coming out.
Yeah, the big man, they call him Uncle, Joe Taufete from Vallejo, California. He started rugby to impress his girlfriend at Beaumont Shore, and it certainly worked, as they've married recently.
So he's got a big scrum in front of him now.
Thanks, Matt. Okay, just left of it. Yep.
They say a lot here about the USA scrummaging, that they can stop the Italians from scoring. This is their bread and butter.
Big moment of the match here, Dan.
So also blindside winger coming into the 4 is Venditti. He's right next to Cano in the fly position. Italy. Get the penalty.
Binding going into the tunnel.
They want to re-scrum.
I think they said Chris Bowman bringing that scrum down. Got to be careful here. The referee, as we saw earlier, is not afraid to award penalty tries. Here we go again. Line out. The maul. It worked early in this game. We've seen it work a couple of times with this Italian side. Let's see if they continue to try to get that rolling maul. The U.S. contends, tries to steal this ball. Now they're bringing in, no subs.
Time on, we can go.
Okay, that scrum big moment turned into the line-out big moment.
So the Italians looking to extend this. Lee, ball gets bounced, they drop down, and this will be danger times indeed.
Captain, just go back.
Gutierrez is flagged down.
Look at that.
Let's see if we can take a look at this, Dal.
I'm having a looking.
Going to look at that last line out, see if there's any shady business by the Eagles defensively.
The number that actually charged into the.
He already thinks it's a U.S. player that cut him down. He wants to see what number on the jersey. This might not bode well for the Eagles here. They already got the scrum penalty.
Yeah, I get that. Is it number 8?
Well, they're bringing Cam Dolan out. I think they're bringing Cam Dolan out the field too. We saw the underbridge. They determined that Cam Dolan was the man who caused that.
Number 8 for the USA, Cam Dolan.
Okay, I want to put time on. Can we go
back? Seems to be the problem, of course. That was a dizzy height that he fell from. Fusion. Now Italy, after giving away a yellow card of their own in the first half, they have 15 against 14. And the United States under all sorts of pressure. Another line-out coming.
They're going to be severely. Whoa! He just barely got that ball out before it went over the try line. So it's going to be another 5-meter line out here. And again, they're man down in the forwards are the Eagles.
So they're going for the line. They're running more. The Italians again. It's a double for Ornel Jager, the 26-year-old. Touches down, and he's hit the US like tax season.
Yeah, you saw that coming. I think everybody in the stadium knew what the Italians were going to do. Well coordinated again, line out, especially with the US a man down in that forward pack. He knew they were going to try it again. Ornel Jager. Watch how they splinter off right here. It's about a 4-on-2 situation right there. Baumann does his best, but again, an easy try right there for Jager. He's spotting those gaps around the fringes. And the US just undermanned by the sin binning of Cam Dolan. Really weakens their line out because he's their main line out jumper now with Peterson out. So it's a big loss for this United States team for the next 10 minutes.
It certainly is. 19-13 with a conversion attempt to come. Mikey Teo does his best to block that one, but it's still through the sticks. So Italy lead by 8 points with 56 minutes gone.
And these are those moments when John Mitchell's talking about, you know, when the chips are down, when things aren't going your way. This is when the United States really has to suck it up, turn that momentum back, even though they're man down. They got to consolidate possession, keep the pressure on this Italian side.
L1, L1.
They've been playing a lot of defense in this first 56 minutes.
See if the United States can keep the pressure down here. Low tackle from Blaine Scully on Van Schalkwyk. Almost ripped free there. Brute strength coming in from the US. Lamborn. Now a chance for McGinty. Looks to step his way through. Quick ball for Holder. Duratalo puts his head down. Speak 3 languages. Very intelligent player as well. And McGinty throwing a dummy, then steps, comes back to the short side. A lot of moves in that number 10 jumper. Trying to get some width on attack, and then the ball's kicked through. There's no chasers there. Not the right option, in my opinion.
Yeah, there was no chasers whatsoever that time. Nate Augsburger kicked just too deep as well. There was no way they were going to be able to contest that. The free kick allows the Italians to knock it back down to the 22-meter line.
McGinty wants a bomb this time. It's communicated. There are chasers. The kick is a bit deep, though. Bounce is good. And the Eagles have got back inside the 22 miraculously from A.J. McGinty.
Yeah, that was a much better kick. Found a little bit of territory just inside that in-touch line. That's one thing they haven't done all that well, is finding some open territory in this Italian back three. The Italians have done well covering the kicks.
Another short liner comes up the head. And it's play on. Italy taken through Vavaro. Very impressed with the skill that McGinty has. Magnificent player. And a great acquisition for the Eagles. Here he is now in action. Puts it off to Blaine Scully. Scully has Todd Clever with him. Clever puts down the shoulder. His brother Chris is dressed very brightly in Eagles gear here at the stadium, supporting his bro. As Breakley takes it up in midfield. Good attack to the right-hand side. There go Holder. Now, flat ball to Mikey Teo. Steps back in. Teo with the USA 7 side at the Olympic Training Center and calls for offside from the USA. Referee Van der Westhuizen says play on. He played his rugby, the famous Stellenbosch Rugby Club, the Marties, down in Cape Town, South Africa. He knows when players are bordering on the fringe. Another kick off the top from Augsburger. There's no chase again. 2 in a row. They've given it away. And I'm a little bit puzzled here in the commentary booth.
Yeah, not the best options, I don't think, by Augsburger on either one of those occasions. They had some men out wide on this one. Nate just tried to kick over the top, and there was no chasers whatsoever. He really gave the Italians a get-out-of-jail-free card. Lane Scully's. No, he's all right. Looks like the Italians are bringing in some substitutions. Sam Panico, number 17, is coming in into a front row situation. He's going to replace loosehead Andrea Lovoti. So the Italians trying to get some fresh legs in the lineup. Again, the bench plays such a vital role in today's game.
Oh, it certainly does. 80 minutes is a lot of rugby. Some players have got cramp right now on the ground. Fetier, you see him there. Come on, he's been pretty active as well.
It's been a very physical game. A lot of breakdown work by both these forward packs.
What a great opportunity here for the USA to play a Tier 1 side. Not often.
I wasn't sure if you moved deliberately, just stand your line.
There was just not the chase. It was too deep on the kick.
When the ball comes out,
gave McLean plenty of time for that clearing kick.
I didn't see if it was deliberate or not, but there was contact.
Yeah, Italy actually was the venue for my first rugby tour in 1992 as a 12-year-old kid. Went to play there with Ronnabosch Boys Prep School.
Well, the Eagles have 20 minutes now. They're down by 2 scores. Got to get something on the board here. Still playing a man down.
Clever takes it nicely at the front. Van Moore has been sacked.
What's that?
Holder is in a first receiver. Palamo been waiting to make a break all game. Gets over the advantage line. Now we get into the short side. Quick hands to Clever on the outside. Nice little passage of play here for the Eagles. They attack the line. Lamasatelli. Tackler has to release the ball carrier. Very flat, the Italian defense, hovering on offsides in my book. Ball's been knocked on in the end.
Yeah, just a little bit indecision there on that, bringing that pass down. A couple of Eagle players both went for it. Neither one brought it down, though.
Okay, we're just going to shift it off
Cause that knock on. Yeah, they're going to move that in from that scrimmage early on in this game where it really ripped up this turf.
They got a release there, right?
Good look at Threat Palamo. I'd love to see him break loose a little bit more.
Yeah,
Big
it was a tackle.
runner in the midfield.
It was a tackle. Yeah, as soon as I didn't see it, sorry. Yeah, sorry, man.
Still about 3 minutes left on the sin bin to Cam Dolan. And Bonda comes out. He had a good debut.
Can we go?
Wearing the number 6 jersey for the Italians.
Time on.
He's been praised. The guy who just came into the Italian roster, Sebastian Negri, a late call-up.
That's right, Negri has been studying in England and plays rugby at Hartbury. South African ball player with Italian heritage.
Okay, now the US, though, they bring Threat and Palamo into the scrum, so they're playing a man short in that back line.
Every player has to work just a little bit harder with a player in the sin bin. Italy up 21-13, 62 minutes gone, and they get a penalty on the halfway line.
Wow.
Just collapsing it when the pressure comes on, number 1.
It looks like Titi Lamasatelli got called for that.
It's a new front row, so...
Just bringing that scrum down.
I get what you're saying.
Italians very good in the scrimmaging. We talked about it last week. They had some fairly inexperienced players come in late in the game against the Argentinians when they drove them back. And we're seeing that really expert front row play right now again from the Italian side. The United States have not gone to their bench for either prop so far. Lamasatelli and Baumann still in there, 62 minutes into this match.
Yeah, you got to think Ben Tar or Angus McClellan will come in soon. Over the top, and Lamasatelli gets this one. He bumbles it upfield. McGinty, lovely dummy yet again. Defense was all around him though.
The ball is available there.
Eagles looking to play with ball in hand right now. And then it's an up and under chase. Holder is the first player in pursuit. And the Italians look for space on the outside. It opens up. Venditti gets a one-handed offload. Campari flicks it in field. Genius skill from the Azzurri. McLean moves it across to the super sub, Panico. And the Eagles get a penalty.
It's the first play in, number 16. Clear release, first play in.
That was a nice play by Joe Tafate, who got his hands in there. Good defense by the United States. Gets them off the hook, not releasing is the call. And here's McGinty now trying to get some of that territory back. Going to put that out towards midfield. But down when they needed to have a big defensive stop, they've been able to do that most of the time here in this contest. But again, run out of time, 16 minutes left. They got to get back down there, put the pressure on this Italian squad.
Just give us a second. Number 9.
That's right, take a look at the replay here. It was very good defense in the end from the USA Eagles.
Yeah, there's Joe Tafete. Good. Look at how strong he is in the tackle. And the skipper's going to come off. Gori's coming off for this Italian squad.
Clever. Another good take. Osberger's kick. This time he's chased nicely from Teo. Toi's there. This time he catches it beautifully. Tries to get the one-handed offload. And that 50-50 pass might not have been needed because now Italy bust away with it themselves. McLean flings it across. Campari tries to get the 2-on-1 offload.
Playing advantage.
They have advantage for the knock-on. Just be a scrum advantage. The Eagles trying to put pressure here on defense. Advantage probably be over soon. Crawling on the ground there. Zumbanda.
Advantage over.
Advantage is now over as it gets put to the boot by McLean.
Got it inside.
McGinty's inside. He's 22, so he can kick directly into touch.
Not a bad reply that time by McGinty. Good defensive work. How about Mikey Teo going up high for that ball? Almost led to something, but I too would like to have seen him keep that ball a little bit more in hand. Maybe set that ruck up, try to get something going on this outside. Good look at McLean, 80 caps for the Italian fullback.
It's a remarkable achievement. Fabiani off the bench, plays his rugby at Zebre. About 70% of this Italian side play for that same club.
Let's use it once.
Italians setting up their usual maul. Looking over the top to see if there's space opening up. They go to the short side. Bowman makes a good tackle. Eagles desperate to turn this ball over. Panico has turned this one over. Good work from the USA. In there as well was Lambert. And now Clever with a behind-the-back flick. Space opens up for Cam Dolan. McGinty into space. Now they get to the outside. Blaine Scully. He thunders back in field. To the line they go again with McGinty. Sanulu's at first receiver on the right-hand side.
Ball is up.
The Italians got to be careful. They're in the red zone.
Going forward. It was a good turnover. You just couldn't get it out. Blue, white's going forward.
Oh, man, throughout they look so dangerous when they get that ball out wide. Nice little clever pass by Todd.
Number 3.
Gets that ball going for the Eagles. And Cam Dolan with a little flick as well. Continued that up. But again, I love the Eagles when they've gotten to some kind of space. They've just been short of possession today.
Nice they needed those fresh legs, as you said, Viz. They brought in Ben Tarr.
Okay.
And Bowman leaves the field right now.
Well, looks like the other prop needs a little help too. Let's see if we can take a look at this steal by the U.S. Oh, there it is. It just squirted free. Lamborn was quickly there, though. Did well. Now this ball goes out wide. Look at how effective they are when they get the little shove back inside. Cam Dolan did well. Saw that break. And then McGinty again, the nice pass out wide. Maybe a little shorter pass right that time to Will Holder might have been the answer. But Blaine Scully did well, brought that ball back in field. It's going to be an end result, though. It's going to be a good attacking position here for the United States.
That certainly is. Looking very exciting with ball in hand. And Tony Lamborn signed with the Hurricanes in 2016. He's a cousin of Eagles lock James King as well, originally from Tamara in New Zealand. Been a good addition for this side, the 24-year-old. As we said, Ben Tarr with the Denver Stampede Pro Rugby side. He's on the field right now. Debuted against Romania in 2014. Earns his 3rd cap today. A really important time here for the United States. 13 minutes to go. They're down by 8 points. Got to give a shout out for Nate Orsberger. His family and friends are watching at Kieran's Pub, downtown Minneapolis, and some at Bourbon Street in New York City. As well, he thanks his teammates for all the support. Had a strong game, and of course, more experience is what is needed from these youngsters. But you only get that by playing top-level competition.
Oh, you certainly do. It's been a heck of a game so far. He's had a good debut.
Looping around is threatened Palamo. He takes it to the line. Now Todd Clever, low tackle on him. Tripped up there from Van Skolkvik, and now McGinty. Little half gap. They've got to score here. 2-1. Fantastic start from Super Rugby to Avaya Stadium. It is the super sub, Tony Lamborn.
Great work, great hands by the United States. I tell you, the fans love that kind of action. Congratulations, Tony Lamborn scoring on his debut. But that was great work by the United States. Again, Dan, we talked about it. When they get ball in hand, when they have possession, they look so effective. And how about that nice little pass out? I think it was Teo that had that last final pass out to Lamborn, but perfectly timed. AJ McGinty again finding some room. Let's take another look at it. Here's McGinty, slithers through the defense. Got the hands free. How about those quick hands by Mikey Teo? And then just able to ground it in the McLean tackle attempt. Nice quick hands there. It's going to be awfully close to that back line. But he was able to get that ball grounded. So important conversion attempt here. Trying to get it back down to 1 point differential.
Very sleek indeed. What a score. The Eagles strike back into the last 10 minutes. McGinty's conversion is very important. Oh, and he struck gold. It's over. 21-20. The Italians lead, but not by much.
And down we talked about earlier, both these teams stressed about the mental toughness over 80 minutes. Both teams are tired, but these last 10 minutes are going to determine who's going to win this game. The fans trying to rally their boys.
That's right. Chris Clever lookalike in the crowd. Sanula's kick, not the best kick. A little bit of a hook on that one. The Eagles need to remain calm, as you said. The last 10 minutes are so important. Small moments change a game.
Yeah, that's one area they don't. In one area they really haven't done the best at was those kicks into touch. They haven't picked up a lot of territory. That's allowed the Italians to keep a lot of pressure on this U.S. squad.
Fabiani missed his last throw. This time he's on target. They've set a maul.
I think that's a good strategy by the Italians. Pretty effective in this maul.
Fabiani has it now, formerly with the Lazio Rugby Club, the oldest team in the country. Now the Italians working really hard to secure possession. Take it to the line again through Fabiani. Tackle comes in on Ciccarelli. Cano. Good switch to one of their base players. Campagnaro.
It's fine, it's your own player pulling him in.
Paying for a penalty. Says every scrum off everywhere. Bootstrapping tackle from AJ McGinty. He tries to get this one out. He's on his feet as well. McGinty comes up with another bit of genius from the fly half.
Number 10 is the tackler.
What a player. And Cam Dolan actually was the one that got that. Both those players working in tandem. McGinty chopped him down first.
Yeah, huge moment in the game right there. Great play by McGinty and Cam Dolan. He's got some fresh legs. He was in that bin for 10 minutes. Let's see if we can take a look at it here in the tackle.
Sorry?
Look at McGinty, good to his feet really quickly. You can do that, and then Cam Dolan, the big man, got his mitts on the ball. And look at that nice touch finder all the way down to the 22-meter line.
Real confidence booster for the Eagles. The coaches from the United States are in the box to the right of us. They're on their feet right now. Into the last 7.5 minutes we go. Could an upset be on the cards at Avaya Stadium in Northern California? It comes down to Clever. He couldn't get that one. Scrum advantage for the knock-on. Advantage is now over. Cano puts this one out. So a good result for the USA.
It's taken back.
Oh, it's taken back, too.
It's been taken back.
So that's going to be a big break for the United States inside the 22-meter, right at the 22-meter line.
I call advantage over, but it was taken back, so I'm going back for the scrum.
Wait a minute. So who's going to be the put in here?
Air ball for the knock-on. No.
He took... I think he's going to take it back now because that ball was, I think the kick was in front of the 22. He's going to bring it back. I think he's going to award the Italians with that scrum.
I did, but the ball was taken back.
There's the knock-on. Look at that.
So just game decision.
Wow.
You'd expect the same of me.
That hurt the U.S. right there.
But then good explanation. He said it's a game decision. You would expect the same of me. And, not
but
just
it still hurts the U.S.
No, it certainly does. It certainly does.
I mean, that line out outside, just outside the 22-meter line. Now the Italians with a chance to do something with this scrum ball and for sure probably put it down closer to midfield if they can.
Sick.
Hoping for a strong counter-attack through Will Holder at the back.
Nice. Prossima, silenzio, prossima devo quest'anno.
He's just shifted.
What a tight game this has been. Test match rugby at its best. And of course, next week, yet again, live on the Rugby channel, is going to be the United States taking on Russia.
Fine. Sick.
We're far from over, though. What will the finish be in the history books? The Italians have won 4 out of 4 clashes with the USA. Van Schalkwyk picks up at the back. And the big farmer takes it up a few meters. Looking for a kick downfield. From Cano. Oh, it's charged down. Olsberger. Great work from the scrum half. Pressure here as the Eagles pile in. Trying to turn this possession over. The crowd are on their feet. Olsberger grabbing at it.
All you off your feet. Get out there, please.
Off feet is the call. Probably have to get a number. Olsberger was on his feet, so he was okay.
Yeah, it's reality. So then the ball can't come out that side.
What a charge down. Tense times here for the Azzurri. Even though they lead by 1 point, they find themselves stuck inside their half. Luke McLean will put this one downfield. They'll get the line out as well because it was a penalty. And let's see if the United States could steal one here.
Yeah, it's... Yeah. Number 1.
Great work here from Osberg. Gets his arm up as well. Stunning first test for the young scrum half.
Okay, time on.
And that won bronze in the 2015 Pan American Games for the USA Sevens team. Oh, it's been stolen. Brinkley. What a take from him. The Eagles pile
use it once.
They've been told to use it once already. They get 2 chances at it. Still there with
use it now.
The USA. They need to use it. Osberger needs to get in and grab that one. Sanula's there, and it's too slow.
It's unplayable in the mall.
Unplayable is the call. Todd Clever smiles on, a wry smile. He knows how important possession is here in the last few minutes of this game. The Italians are used to closing out games against Six Nations competition. Tense times indeed.
No problem.
Let's go, scrum! Oh, what the
Shoulder out. Yeah. Crouch.
The Italian side will just want to keep possession for the last few minutes.
Set.
They're going to reset this and chew up valuable time. The last time these two teams met was in 2012 in Houston.
The gap wasn't a
Italy
problem
ran
before
away
you came on.
30
so
points
get
to
it
10.
Right.
And now referee Van der Westhuizen tells the new players in the scrum, they need to get that gap right.
Let's go, Blue.
Angus McClellan in as well to earn his first cap.
Crouch.
An exciting replacement front row as well. A lot of youngsters in that squad.
Set.
The clock ticks away. Under 3 minutes to go. Ball's at the back.
It's out. Shot is detached.
And being picked up by Dries van Schalkwyk.
Use it, Blue.
They'll probably set a few phases here. A little bit high on Sammy Panko.
No, it's not white.
Earns his second cap today.
Use it, 9.
Will the Italians kick this away? Yes, they do. It's high, though. Chasers underneath this. Holder is there as well.
Backwards off Blue.
Backwards off Blue. Durotolo thought he could grab it.
Advantage for a knock.
Like in sevens, but Yayar has said it's been knocked on, so advantage for the Italians. Desperate defense there. Clever is all over it.
Advantage over for the knock.
Now advantage is over. A little bit of space to move. Cano gets Vavaro on the inside switch. Ginty comes flying up. Tackles need to be made. Ball needs to be turned over for the USA. Still developing the phases.
No hands now.
McLean comes across field. Forsberger asked to make the tackle. Another good carry there from Bernabeu. Back in field. Vavaro chewing up the clock into the last 45 seconds. The Eagles come up in the flat line again. Breakley and Clever trying to pin that ball.
Hands now white.
Now they've been told to release. Van Schalkwyk into a little bit of space. The Italians attacking over the 10-meter mark. The ball is loose. The Eagles have it, but it's illegal.
You're not on your feet, you can't play it. You're not supporting your body weight, so you can't play it.
Not supporting the body weight is the call.
He's not on his feet, so
and
he can't play it.
that is a kickable penalty that will probably take up time
10
here.
seconds.
The crowd aren't happy.
Yeah. Shot.
No.
And a shot at goal. No, says Todd Clever. Unfortunately, the Captain America has to go back. And next week, of course, you can get your tickets at usarugby.org/tickets when the United States take on Russia in what will be another thrilling encounter. And that one will be at Bonnie Field. And what a weekend that will be. So much international rugby on tap here. Finally, viewers get to see it, either live or delayed, your choice.
Sorry.
And right now, the Italians.
Yeah, it's on.
If this kick hits the crossbar and stays in field, it'll be play on. And Palazzani, the 25-year-old, they're up 21-20. Looking for the final play of the game. And his kick is through and the siren sounds, and that is full time here at Avaya Stadium. And what a brave performance from the USA. So many chances. Those small moments we mentioned earlier.
Thanks, Word. Bye, dank u wel.
Have held on, and Italy 24-20. One try apiece in the second half, and we'll be right back with the highlights. It's Italy 24, the United States 20. And welcome back here. This was the closest game in history between the 14th ranked Italy and 17th ranked United States. Italy held on at the end 24-20. And it really was a bone cruncher right from the start. And Brian Visit is downstairs with the winning captain, Edoardo Gori.
We're here with the victorious Italian captain, Edoardo Gori. Edoardo, congratulations on the win. It was a hard-fought win. Was it everything you expected it would be?
Yeah, we know that they are a very good team. We was here for a win, and we win, but it was a really good match, really tough match.
Now, what are some of the positives you take from this game in the from the Argentina game as well?
Yeah, there was a lot of few good things. Today maybe we made a lot of mistakes, but I know that we are going up. We are building a very good group and a good team.
What were some of the positives from this match that you thought were really well taken from your squad?
I think the defense until last drive was a very good defense. We get up every time and smash the guys, so I'm happy about the defense.
Eduardo, thank you very much. Congratulations, and good luck against Canada.
Great performance by the
And we are going to
Italian
be looking
side.
for the USC. Don't
And
see
the
him.
Italians, great performance by them in the end. They had to struggle all the way through. As we said, they'd make a lot of tackles with this new look. USA side spinning the ball around. Todd Clever's in picture there. And in the end, they held on. They lost out last week against Argentina, but this time they come good against the United States. The fans have come out to watch the United States Eagles in action. And equaling that record is Todd Clever downstairs.
Here with Eagle skipper Todd Clever. Todd, one of the keys for success was playing a full 80-minute effort. I think you got to pretty pleased with the way the boys played tonight.
Yeah, no. Around that 55-minute mark, we were under some serious pressure, and we got to ride up the troops and say, this is where we usually break down, but this is the new era. And we, we fought our hearts out, and credit to all the boys that stuck through it. It was a challenging game. I mean, you can tell with Italy being top-notch and us sticking with them. It's very proud of the guys.
Besides the no-quit attitude, what were some of the other positives you came out of today's game with?
Yeah, just getting into our structure. I mean, there's obviously a lot of work-ons that we need to do, but that's our first game under our whole moving forward. So it's a big learning curve for a lot of these guys. But playing full time and getting together more often, it's going to come to us, and these close games are going to go our way one of these times.
Now, looking ahead to next week's game against Russia, what do you think you have to do to come out on top on that one?
I mean, first we need to just recover. A couple guys got pretty banged up today. It's a physical battle. So just check that up, and then just kind of not coast into the next. Can't take Russia lightly. We know how physical they're going to be, and the heat in Sacramento is not going to be easy for either team. So just stick to our structures and focus on playing that whole 80.
But congratulations, great effort by you and the boys, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks, Vince.
Stay with us. We'll be right back with the highlights from this clash. Won 24-20 by Italy over the United States. And plenty of highlights from this exciting clash here. A home match for the United States Eagles, won by Italy 24-20, pushed them right to the end. And take a look at the highlights. It started off with a quick drop goal. Cannon was on the mark. He had advantage. And Italy looking to extend their lead. They were up by 14-10 at that stage. And then an interference in the line-out, dropping from a dizzy height. And that was a yellow card for Cam Dolan. And the Eagles had to play with 14 men, and while they did so, it was Ornell Jager that got a double. The young hooker crashing over. The United States, though, weren't done. They came back firing. Augsburger creating a bit of spark, and then all of a sudden, McGinty through the middle he went. Quick hands from Mikey Teo, and on debut, Tony Lamborn, the Hurricane went over. It was phenomenal skill from the Eagles, and a great try. An exciting time to come for this new generation, and Italy had to fight all the way to the end. Almost a moment there that the States got away with it, but the last penalty kick was successful, and Italy won 24-20 in the end. A brave encounter for the United States, but a sign of good things to come. And next week, of course, don't forget to get your tickets. It's the United States taking on Russia. We stay in the Golden State. And Sacramento will host a game at Bonnie Field. Go to usarugby.org/tickets to get them there. The game will be at 10 p.m. Eastern. And that will be another thriller featuring your United States Eagles. So thanks for joining us here in San Jose, California, where Italy defeated the United States by a score of 24-20. For Brian Visit and our entire crew, I'm Dallin Stanford saying thanks for tuning in.